What's up, guys? Welcome back to Wrenching Wrecked. Lots of little bits, nothing crazy, but been jamming away. We got the boat ready to go back in the water tomorrow. We'll see how that plays out. It's kind of the shakedown run. The last time I did that, it sputtered and broke up. We got a John boat we're working on. Got the tractor out now, just kind of moving stuff around. The truck's parked on the other side of the building. But big news, customer dropped off this Ironhead Sporty. And the motor has been completely freshened up just recently. So that is done, painted, assembled. He brought me the motor, the stock frame, kind of a, what is that, 4 over, maybe 2 over? Doesn't look too long. It might be stock actually. But we got the front end, 35 mil, rigid frame, and hardtail. You know what that means? That means we're doing a chopper again. So that's actually here for the hardtail install. Now this is I believe it's an 81 frame, which is probably the worst years for that. I think Lowbrow just came out with a kit, but unfortunately it's way more expensive. And this is not the fancy Lowbrow kit. This is a super cheap, I don't know if it's V-twin or whatever, but it's got a brake stay mount on it, some other bits. But it looks like the front half has been blasted once, which is fine. We're gonna clean up the rear when we get there. But the goofy part with this frame is your oil filter mount is right there. So this should stay. This lower leg will go away. This upper rear section should go away. And it's bolt in, that's the bottom of this rigid mount, but bolt in there. So basically I need to bolt that up and then slowly start sectioning away where this goes, because there's no slugs, there's nothing else. It's just straight tube, which means we're gonna whip up some slugs on there. Some people don't. I prefer doing it that way. I like having, basically, we'll cut off the main parts that I know are gonna be coming off, and then kind of keep creeping up to where we need to be once it actually starts laying out. If I can get the 2 bottom bolts in and shift it up, it'll give me a little bit better of a line. I have no idea in terms of fitment on this. I do not anticipate this being a quick and easy one, but maybe it won't be that bad. Maybe we'll get lucky, who knows? We got the TIG set up over there, so we'll TIG all that in when we get around to doing that, but I wanted to give you the quick update on that. In the interim today, I got Max coming over to give me a hand unloading that. while we get that kind of laid out here, I should clean the bench off. At least I'll get it over here on the ground, and then I'll clean the bench off, get all the oil cleaned up, and then that'll kind of live up here. But I don't want to get into that until we get this figured out on the other Sporty that we're working on, because we got to figure out the brakes. I had every intention, and this is where I'm kind of running out of time, I guess that's the best excuse I have. We got to do some internals on the motor. I mentioned that in the last video, but this brake assembly setup, I am not a fan of it. I do not like that brake setup. I really want to put a master up here and just run a brake hose down underneath the motor back to the caliper. He does not mind this. He likes this, and he said if that would be a quicker option, go for it. If we want to change it down the road, we can. And now I'm kind of torn because this is all done and fabbed and was working to this master on the rear. All I would have to do is make a line or get a short little stainless run from there to there. Is it the cleanest in the world? Absolutely not. But neither is anything on this bike. So he needs it turnkey, electric start, running and driving, going down the road. So I might take him up on that offer. It runs the stock crossover shaft to the other side and uses this arm as the pivot point. So your stock, this is basically a cut down stock Ironhead rear drum brake system, clocked vertically, but we can make this work. I don't think it's the ugliest. I've seen worse, but I don't love it. I wanted to do something more fancy on that, but I don't know if I have the time at this point because we are getting into the middle of May. So that's gonna be first priority. Not that I have any shortage of projects or other things I need to do. We got to go through all of these shovel heads and the Evo, make sure these are all in tip-top shape. I don't imagine those are going to cause me any issues, but for right now, I'm just going to unload all of this, get it in here, and then I'll mess around with getting all of that laid out at a later date. We'll go into further detail with the pile of parts that he dropped off, but we got a customer chopper job, so basically we'll be doing some cutting, grinding, welding, and things like that. And then Jesse dropped off some stuff too that I got to find a place for, all of this stuff. I knew it was coming, but I just haven't had time. I had the boat out here, the tractor was here, everything's been just blocked. I got stickers for the compressor to go on that I got to pull that out for, but I haven't had time or space to do it. And then we've been prepping some gardening bits and all this other stuff, just getting the barn ready for summer. So quick little update, nothing too fancy on there, but wanted to give you an actual real-time update so you know, like, I'm not taking a break, I'm not doing things, I just running around trying to balance the coating shop and a day job and then come back up here and do all of this while maintaining my sanity becomes a little problematic. I got a bunch of weed eaters up here that we got to go through. The carb on this is shot. I pulled this apart 3 times. It's not taking gas, so that's gonna get a Chinese Amazon ordered carb. This one came by as a backup. I didn't even mess with that. There's no point. My electric one works fine, but I needed to respool that just for cleaning up around here. I love being in this location, but nature does not take a break and will fight you every second of the day. Cut up a big branch down, cut down a bunch of trees and limbs, and they are back in a week. It's a lot of work, but that's where we're at. I want to keep rambling. I will not be out here tomorrow or the day after. Actually, probably not at all this weekend. We got Daddy's birthday this weekend, so I'll probably be up here, but we are not going to be doing any filming or working on stuff because that would equate to me getting in lots of trouble, and I don't need to add that on my plate. Keep the missus happy, folks. Makes your life way easier. So that's where we're at. Quick little update of the shop layout. We got a ton of stuff to clean up. Honestly, I think I'm going to move a couple of these bikes home soon. I've been riding the chopper. I drove that to work, or rode that to work today. Runs like a top. The Sporty's done. That should be gone next weekend. So the Sporty should leave. The red shovel's gone, obviously, if you follow along with any of the videos. If not, the 74 FX just left. This should be leaving Saturday. Not this upcoming, but the following. This can go back to my house once I flip-flop cars one more time, or I'll just ride this home and have Daddy run me back over here. And I think we'll just go down the line. Then we'll get the Super Glide started. I would like to keep the chopper and the Super Glide back at my house, or the chopper and the Softail back at my house. This needs fluid changes really bad. I think I neglected that last year too. So my daily Super Glide, I'm not worried about it running, but it does need a little bit of love and maintenance. Softail, That probably won't need much. We didn't put that many miles on it. It might need an oil change, but that would probably be the extent of it. That doesn't leak or have any problems. And then the FLH does have some brake work on the front end and a deep, deep cleaning, because now it's covered in penises. Go figure. Doesn't matter how old you get, apparently. Doesn't matter how old you get. If you're a man and you see something dusty, you want to draw a penis on it. Cool. It's fine. Not a big deal, but that's kind of the order. That's it. I'm rambling. Thanks for sticking around through all of the mid-process updates, and who knows?